100% of the time.
I do think Americans are more polite than British people sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's...
And friendlier.
Definitely friendlier. A lot of British people aren't very friendly though, are they?
No, they're horrible. Absolutely horrible. Alright.
Japan is home to arguably the finest cuisine in the world, prepared with the freshest ingredients, at the hands of some of the world's most disciplined chefs. Now all we have to do is get out there and eat it all, which is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I recently won a competition called Tohoku 365 to travel around the entire northern region of Tohoku through 6 different prefectures in search of the very best local food. And in the last episode we explored Miyagi Prefecture, eating our way through 6 delicious must-try local dishes. 6 prefectures, 6 dishes, there seems to be a worrying pattern emerging around the number 6. This week we're continuing our journey around to Iwate Prefecture, Japan's second biggest prefecture, where I'll be catching up with Natsuki and trying one of my favourite Japanese dishes, and meeting a local expat from America who'll be showing us around one of Iwate's biggest street markets. But like all good trips, we start off with a bucket of Genghis Khan. Like the Mongolian dictator. What? I won't lie, I was pretty excited when I heard of a local dish in Iwate called Genghis Khan. I was even more excited to discover the dish involves barbecued lamb, a meat which is pretty rare to find in Japan. Despite the name, Genghis Khan is a Japanese dish. It got its name as Japanese people commonly associate Mongolia with sheep, and naturally it made sense to name the dish after a historic dictator from the same country. My only criticism was the dish didn't come with a side of Chairman Mao.
It's the only time that I've had lamb in Japan. Lamb is actually my favourite meat, but I've done without it since living in Japan, so it's nice to finally get hold of some and cook it on a bucket.
The best place in Iwate to enjoy Genghis Khan is the countryside town of Tono. It turns out people in Tono like to wander off into the countryside for barbecues, and the bucket is their answer to a portable barbecue.
What I like about this is you put the lamb on top and the fat on top, and then the juices run down into the vegetables on the side to give them a flavour, sort of meaty flavour. And they've got this sauce here, which is kind of soy sauce mixed with ginger that goes really well with the lamb. Very good.
The future is bucket. With a population of 300,000, Morioka might not be a large city by Japanese standards, but it's certainly bustling with character. And as luck would have it, I've managed to find myself a tour guide, a local American expat called Quinlan, who I've met through Airbnb. It's worked out pretty well, as he's kindly offered to show me around Morioka's bustling street market. Glorious American hospitality.
Yeah, 70 in each. I'd recommend getting some of these and then... Oh, you're hungry, right? Yeah, well, at least, 5 is good. 5 is good.
One of the most popular stands in the market is a stall selling smoked goods. Mr. Toyama sells a variety of food that he's professionally smoked himself, ranging from fish to vegetables and even cheese. And it's not long before I've snapped up a plateful of smoked camembert.
He's got a lot of smoked, like, internal organs and things if you're feeling adventurous.
Smoked internal organs.
Yeah.
That sounds appealing. I think I'll stick with the cheese.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's funny, I always talk about how there's no cheese in Japan, and yet we found cheese in Miyagi Prefecture and now cheese in Iwate Prefecture as well, so clearly I'm wrong. I haven't been looking hard enough the last 4 years.
I could take you to see cows tomorrow if you're so entranced. There's actually some dairy farms around here.
I could take you to see some cows tomorrow. I could take you to see some cows tomorrow. That'd be a great chat line. That'd be a really good
How would you
chat
like to go see some cows? I can take you tomorrow. What do you think?
With that dashing accent. Definitely. Americans are so polite.
All of us, 100% of the time. Yes.
I do think Americans are more polite than British people sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's
And friendlier.
definitely
Nicer.
friendlier. A lot of British people aren't very friendly, though, are they?
No, they're horrible. Absolutely horrible. Alright, so what's this, Quinlan?
That is a tofu dengaku.
Tofu dengaku. What does the dengaku mean?
Lightning study. No, it means smeared with miso and fried, or grilled rather.
I like the sound of lightning study.
Yes.
Alright. So tofu with miso smeared on it, cooked over a kind of charcoal. Right.
Yes.
Right. Like a tofu lollipop. Very salty. Tofu is flavourless, so it's nice to have a bit of flavour on it. And yeah, the miso, oh shit, it's coming off. Quite healthy, I think.
Yeah,
tofu.
healthy.
This is a vegan's dream. Tofu lollipop. And it's slowly going down the stick. Not the easiest thing to eat.
Being vegan isn't easy.
Being vegan isn't easy.
Having officially lived a difficult life as a vegan for 90 seconds, I'm going in search of Morioka's most famous food. Morioka might not be huge, but it still has quite the culinary identity. The city is well known for its 3 famous noodle dishes, each of them surprisingly different. You might already know the first noodle dish, which is wanko-soba. Wanko-soba is less of a dish, more of a hardcore challenge, whereby you're given an unlimited amount of buckwheat soba noodles, served in tiny bowls, and have to basically shop them continuously until you either give up or are physically sick. It's said that a real man should be able to eat 100 bowls, which I was able to do when I challenged my friend Ryotaro on a trip last year. For more details on wanko-soba and to see who won the challenge, be sure to check out our video. The second type of noodle is named after your favourite Star Wars character. That's right, Jar Jar Men. And no, I'm not making that name up. Jar Jar Men is a dish comprised of thick noodles similar to udon, covered with a meaty miso sauce and cucumber. My first impression upon trying it was, it's the closest thing I've had in Japan to spaghetti bolognese. But as well as being named after your favourite Star Wars character, it's also a 2-in-1 dish. Once you finish 2/3 of the bowl, hand it over to shop staff, who will add the hot water used to cook the noodles and convert the dish into a soup called chi tantan. It's honestly one of the most unique and delicious dishes I've had in Japan so far. The last of the 3 famous noodles is ramen, a cold noodle dish originally from Korea. The noodles are rubbery in texture and somewhat translucent, with the cold soup served typically with beef, kimchi, cucumber and a piece of fresh fruit, in my case watermelon. Yay, watermelon. The soup is a little bit spicy, hence the fresh fruit to soothe your mouth. But for me, the best of the 3 great noodle dishes of Morioka has to be Jar Jar Men. Not just because it brought back nostalgic memories of my favourite Star Wars character, but because it's like nothing I've had in Japan before, with the thick meaty miso sauce being the perfect combination with the thick noodles. There's no better way to end your day than with a bowl of Jar Jar Men and a bucket of Genghis Khan. Food with names. I've been looking forward to this all week. Visiting Restaurant Wakana, one of Morioka's top teppanyaki restaurants. There are 2 ways of preparing beef in Japan. The first is through a hot pot called sukiyaki. And the second is teppanyaki, which literally translates as iron plate grill. And in my opinion, teppanyaki is the best way to enjoy Wagyu beef.
Oh, it's really cool. We've got our own little dining area, our own little walled off dining area. Like a garden or something, a big brick wall.
The highlight of teppanyaki is the sense of theatre. We'd have our own personal chef cooking us a succulent cut of my sour beef, Iwate's most famous beef, and amongst the top 5 cuts of beef in all Japan.
My sour beef, you know? My sour beef, it's art in the world.
I say theatre, it can also feel a bit like torture. Watching the juicy cut of steak being prepared in front of you for 20 minutes. Finally, the steak is sliced into bite-sized chunks and served with a spicy chili miso sauce. Eating the steak is a sensation difficult to put into words, but fortunately we've got Natsuki on hand to deliver his premium verdict.
Before I try it, I want to see what Natsuki, how he reacts. 1 to 10?
Yeah, many 10.
10?
10. I just
In one word, one English word, how would you describe it?
justice delicious.
2 words.
Justice
That
delicious.
doesn't even make sense. Justice delicious.
Justice delicious. Oh, number one. Tohoku in number one. Justice delicious.
Justice delicious. You heard it here first. My sour beef.
Not justice. Trust me. Trust you.
You could be a great food reviewer.
Trust us. Trust us.
Well, I feel like I've eaten something that's been sent from God.
Like a river, like a slowly river, like a quiet lake.
Like a quiet lake or a slow river.
Yeah, like a quiet lake. It's art.
It is art, yeah.
Yeah.
Art, like art. It looks like art, it tastes like art. It's so good, eating it feels like you're doing something terrible. You feel like you should just sit there and admire it. Oh, fuck.
1 to 10, you know? 1 to 10. 10 over. First time, 10 over.
That's impossible.
Oh. I can believe.
In our next journey with Tohoku 365, we'll be visiting the prefecture of Aomori, where Natsuki gets up close with Jaws.
Nice dental.
Nice dental. Oh. I create the ultimate bowl of sashimi, an innovative all-you-can-eat fish market, and an entire city is brought to a standstill by a tortoise randomly walking down the street. The sort of exciting, surprising, bizarre things you sometimes see every day whilst walking around Japan. Many thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Myself beef, you know? Myself beef, it's art in the world.